Welcome along, everybody. We are here for gold. And unfortunately, we don't have Sean with us tonight, then, but I am stuck into the comms box instead. So, welcome along, then. I am not Sean. But of course, Sean has had a unfortunate event in the family that he needs to go and take care of. So, hopefully. Hopefully he is with his family now and everybody is a-okay. We will get ourselves underway for some Gold Grand Prix racing then. Round 7 of Season 13. And I think it's the first time this season I've commentated on Gold. Usually I am stuck in the comms box. No, stuck in the car, I should say. But there we are then. It's a bit of an overcast start to qualifying tonight then. But we are ready to get going nice and dry at the moment. But we'll get ourselves loaded into qualifying and underway then. Evening all from Mark Smith as well. Then ALR says Equaz and rain in Spain, says Jinna. That could be interesting, but we're not sure. Fav's hosting, so more than likely, says Equaz, as I think that's a bit of a running joke, isn't it, in Farf world of when he's hosting the lobbies, that is. But there we are. Then we are loaded into qualifying to get ourselves underway for round 7 of the season. Let's have a look at the championship standings, shall we? If I can find them. We've got some lovely comments in the Discord then of Nameless then going for P11 once again. Then of course he's on a bit of a record in his Nameless of I think 4 P11s so far this season in the 6 rounds that we've had, which is quite pretty consistent indeed, to be fair. I think he's going to be putting down his name for most consistent in the awards at the end of the season as well. AC Immortal leads the way then in the Drivers' Championship, 124 points for the Racing Bull driver. Then let's see if we can add to that tonight. Then Sam Swift then in P2 with 87 points then, so quite a margin then to Immortal then. But of course, we're looking to see if we can turn that around then into the second third of the season tonight then as well. And Medi then makes up the top 3 with 69 points for the Alpine machine then. His teammate P is then in P4, Flippy in P5, then a great start indeed for the Silver Champion then for Flippy. B-Rabbit then in P6, then Kaz in P7 in the Red Bull, then Menace Max in P8 in the Ferrari, then Young Lights P9 for Mercedes, and Troy in P10 then in the Williams. And unfortunately Troy is not here tonight as well there. But that is the top 10 then in the Drivers' Championship. Then in the Constructors, Racing Bull lead the way then with 124 points then. Alpine then in P2 for Medi and Ps, then of course P3 and P4 in the Drivers' Championship. Then they are looking pretty strong then. I think, have we got rain starting to fall here in Spain? Then that could be problematic indeed as well. Then Cam is out on track. So 114 points then for Alpine in P2, 10 points behind the championship leaders then of Racing Bulls. Then in P3 we've got Kick Sour then with 87 points then for Sam Swift and Legend as well there. So that is the top of the order then for the championships. Then let's get into the qualifying itself. Then I've just about got myself sorted and ready. Right then. I am hosting, then we've got rain. Says Farf then. Good stuff indeed. So he said that in the Discord, so hopefully someone can get back to him there in the gold chat as well then. So that's it then. Good stuff. Ready to get cracking then in qualifying here for Spain. Where is that Aston Martin of Nameless? And he's going to be the first driver out on the circuit to challenge, or to take on the challenge, I should say, of the Circuit de Catalunya. That's my best Spanish accent as well then. So yeah, if you don't like it, unfortunately you're stuck with it for tonight at least. Hopefully Sean will be back tomorrow night, but we'll have to wait and see. But there we are then, out on track then is Nameless then going through the first couple of corners then. This is where it's going to get challenging and keeping that car tight to the inside, then going through turn 3 and heading into sector 2. Then what's it going to be on the timing sheets then for the first sector? 22.0 then for Nameless in the Aston Martin. And of course a very famous Spanish driver then, of course, Fernando Alonso then racing in that same machinery then, and did a fantastic job in Hungary then earlier on today. Then got P5 in the end, which was pretty impressive, and Stroll even got P7. So my goodness me, maybe Stroll is, no, I'm not going to say Stroll's good, never mind there. But Aston Martin looking very formidable then in Hungary tonight then, or earlier today I should say. Then let's see what Aston Martin can do then in gold tonight then. 51.6, goodness me, I can't even read the timing sheet out there. Then Jamie Morris done 12.1 to set ourselves underway. I've missed him completely. He was much further on the track than I was imagining there, but here comes Nameless then. Let's see what he can do then. He's not got much battery, well, he's used up lots of not used up lots of battery, I should say, then on this lap. Which is a bit odd, but maybe he's going again then. He's done a 13.3 then to set his first time on board. Then here comes Cam in the other Aston Martin. He's invalidated his time. Then what's it going to be then? It's going to be a 12.7 then. Would have put in P2, which is good stuff indeed so far. Then Flippy is in. Oh, that's a very nice McLaren, isn't it? Well, they've put the chrome. Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't even know they'd done that, but they've put a chrome McLaren then in the order. Then I've completely missed all the times coming in then. Ramati has done a 12.1, then puts himself into P3 then ahead of Savatsa then P4, then Jamie Morris has jumped up to P3, sorry, Brabbitt's jumped up to P2 then with a 11.9, then just ahead of his teammate by a 1/10.5 or so. And Menace Max then currently on pole position then with 11.6 then for Ferrari then, looking pretty quick indeed then. Dylan at the 31 puts himself P6, then Mumford at 13.2 puts himself P7 ahead of Nameless. Then this man here is back on another lap then for Nameless, so hopefully he's got enough fuel on board to get himself back round then. But so far so good then for the Aston Martin. He's improving of course then on his previous time where he didn't use much battery then, so that's all good. Geordie's done a 20.0, that's not competitive don't think for Geordie. Then Flippy split the Hasses then with a 12.0 as well into P3. Then here comes Nameless then to finish off his first competitive lap time on the timing sheets. Then here it is then for Nameless, it's a 12.2, puts himself P6 for the time being. Lewis then into the Williams and has put himself into P7 with a 12.7, just ahead of his teammate then, so both the Williams very close indeed so far in qualifying here. Then Jordan is looking to improve on that 20.0 I would imagine. We'll come back to him then as we head through the next part of the lap as well. Then Legend then going through turn 5 then, where is Young Lights then heading in towards sector 3 then, burning a lot of that battery then into sector 3 at 50.6 then is the sector 2 time. Then he's got one more sector to go then to send himself a first time on the board. As we go through then into the new, well, not new really now, it's not so much new anymore then, but we head down the hill then into the final couple of corners, and they've removed that chicane is what I'm trying to say. But here comes Young Lights then up to the line then. What's it going to be for the Mercedes driver? It's P7 with a 12.1 for the time being. Flippy then Nathan's up to P3 then into the podium places then for the Red Bull Reserve then 11.9. He is only a few spots behind, but Geordie's jumped up to P2 with an 11.8, and he's displaced Brabbitt and Nathan down to P3 and 4 respectively. But good stuff indeed from Geordie as well. Then Flippy then P5 for the time being. Then Lights P8. Then Nameless is up into P9 then, but of course he's back in the pit lane now. Legend's done a 15.1 then, but there's a, oh dear, he's gone a bit slowly there through there, but I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Then was already thinking Alex's commentator and driver then. Talk about multitasking then. Well, I can't drive to save my life then, to be fair, not in league racing anyway, but yeah, imagine that when I'm trying to do commentating at the same time, then that would be very difficult stuff indeed. Equaz then looking to set a better time on the board as well. Then AC Immortal, the championship leader, then looking to get his first time on the board as well, then heading through sector 2 now. Let's see what AC Immortal can do then in his first outing here in Barcelona tonight. Then we'll find out as he goes into sector 3, a 50.4. Then Purple in sector 2 is looking pretty good indeed, but we'll find out what he can do then in this final sector as well now for the Racing Bulls. And like I said, he's looking to try and extend his championship lead over Sam Swift Ninja, then over the Alpines in the constructors as well. Let's see what he can do then as we head up to the line then for the Racing Bull driver. Then it's P2 with an 11.6. Then he is only a few thousandths away then from pole position. Menace Max currently holding on to that. Then Geordie's done a great job then into P3 ahead of B Rabbit. Then Nathan in P5, Flippy P6, and Medi's jumped up to P7 with a 12.0 as well then. Looking good indeed. Hi Gold, hi Alex, says Moran as well then. Yes, unfortunately you're stuck with me in commentating because as I said earlier, but Sean then has had a family bereavement and needs to be with his family for tonight then, which is fair enough indeed then. And hopefully he and his family are all doing all right then, and we wish them well of course as well. But there we are then. Cam then back out on track then, looking to set himself a first time on the board then. Unfortunately invalidated his first run, and that was put paid to that lap of course then, but he's back out there looking to try and go again then. Equaz then is coming through turn 5 now, looking good indeed. Jamie's up into P9 with the 12.1 as well, then putting himself into the mix in the midfield of the pack as it stands. But of course there is still time to try and get himself more time on the board there as well. Then Sam Swift jumps up to P4, an 11.888, which is just a few thousandths away then from P3 then of Geordie Boxdale, and a couple of tenths away from pole position as well. Then not too far away then for Sam Swift then as well. Into the pit comes Betty then, calling it a day then on those soft compound tyres. Then hopefully got time to set himself a new set of tyres then in the pit lane. Jamie Morris then is on track then, heading through into sector 2. Then let's see what he can do then in the Haas car, then heading up the hill then into this long kink then really, which you flick the car in and hope it sticks, and in my case it doesn't stick, but there we go. For Jamie it's all right. There we are then. Here's a few thousands up on his previous time then. That will put him into the range then with Flippy and ahead of Medi as well. Then Kamara Racers then, evening Alex then, hello all racers and good luck Gold, says Kamara Racers then. Thank you very much indeed, as Jamie has abandoned the lap then. and call it a day then on that occasion. Then there's still plenty of time. Then Cam's improved to a 12.6, then puts himself P14 for the time being. Then Lewis Riley then is back out on that. Here comes his teammate then Srivatsa then into sector 2. Then is he improving? He is not improving in sector 1 though. There's still time though as we go through then into the next 2 sectors. Then Dylan then in P17 and Mumford P18 then are back out on track. Chaz then looking to get his first time on the board, has invalidated his time then, so he's P20 as it stands. And Legend then is back out on the circuit as well then, so good stuff indeed. Then Nameless then also back out on the circuit. He's 1 second faster than on his previous time, but I'm not sure that's correct. Ramati then is looking pretty good then on his first outing in ALR. Then he's into the Alpine for tonight then in reserve capacity and going through turn 5 now as well then. Yeah, so thank you very much, Kamara Racer, for that donation as well. And that was very generous stuff indeed, and we appreciate the support as well. And of course, Kamara Racer then is of course looking to be racing tomorrow night then in silver, then in the Kickstarter, but then looking to see what sort of times people are doing then in gold, then and maybe copying a few tactics as well, then heading through into the next evening. But wait and see. Then Sam Swift has improved to P3 with an 11.7 and puts himself ahead of Geordie Boxtel for the time being. Then Menace Max then not improving in sector 2, but only a few thousandths down on his time. Then can he find those few thousandths then in this sector as well? Then going a bit wide then over the crest of the hill. Then I think, well, it should be an invalidation then in my opinion, but he has come back into the pit, well, he's coming back in the pit lane ever more. Then Brabbit then over the crest of the hill then into sector 3. What's it going to be for B Rabbit then as we head into that final sector? Then 3/10 up on his previous time. This could rival pole position, and if B Rabbit can keep it all together then into the final sector, then let's see what the Hash driver can do. Then round in that final sector we go. Then this is going to be exciting stuff indeed. Then if he can get himself on pole position, the first pole position of his gold career, then I think as we head into the final corner then for B Rabbit, then what's it going to be then for the Hash driver? It is going to be pole position then for B Rabbit. Then an 11.637 is 5 thousandths away then from Menace Max then, but it's pole position for the Hash driver then. Fantastic. And he's going to be looking, oh, I'm pretty sure he's going to be very happy with that indeed. But yeah, there we are then. So good stuff then from B Rabbit, then currently holding on to pole position. Can Immortal, can Menace Max, can Sam Swift, can Flippy, can the rest of the field, including Geordie, including Nameless, who's got himself up into P7 here with an 11.9. Then that's pretty impressive stuff indeed. He needs to finish P11 of course in this race then, though, because we want him to carry on the form of P11. Then I think it's going to be a running joke now this season. Medi then in P9 for the time being, looking to improve. Then as he rounds over the crest of that hill then in towards sector 3, then he is looking to improve. He is improving by almost 0.2 of a second. That will put him into the range then of P5 potentially as well. Then Medi then looking strong then in this second lap then of the qualifying session. Then into the pits comes Ramati. Then here comes the Alpine, the other Alpine I should say, of Medi down the hill then into that final corner. What's it going to be for Medi then as we cross the line very shortly? Then here he is up to the line then for Medi. It's going to be 11.7, puts himself P5. Comfortable stuff indeed then for the Alpine machine. We don't copy, gold copy us, says Miran then. Fair enough. I wish I could copy somebody's pace, but I can't there. Young Lights then is back out on a lap. Then he is heading through into sector 2, looking to improve on P9 currently. Then Nathan then in P8 for the time being as well. Then Lewis Riley back out on circuit. Immortal's gone fastest still with an 11.5 then, and that is Trump B Rabbit by almost a tenth of a second. Well, it's only about half a tenth of a second I should say, as we head into the last 5 minutes of qualifying here then, and that's looking pretty strong then from Immortal, the championship lead. Then he is looking very happy out there indeed then for now, as can we see somebody rival that time then as Geordie Boxtel starting off our lap then heading into turn 1 then for the Mercedes driver. Let's see what he can do then. Meran then is sorry, Meran has Kamara put Meran then and a funny emoji there, so I'm not quite sure what that is, but there we go then. I think yeah, just gold drivers copy in silver that is, as heading into sector 2 then we've got a tenth of a second then gain then for Geordie Boxtel. Then can he find more time then in this next 2 sectors? Then locking up then heading through turn 5, that's going to be problematic indeed. Then a flat spot on the left front there for the Mercedes driver. Let's see what we can do then in sector 2 then as we head up the hill then for the next attempt then for the Mercedes driver of Geordie Boxtel. Then round that top of the hill, and let's see what the sector 2 time is saying as we cross the line then into sector 3, and he is improving still by over a tenth and a half. Then that is good stuff indeed. Then a bit of a bump there on the curve then as we head into this these long left and right handers then into the depths of sector 3. Then now down the hill then into the final couple of corners. What's it going to be for Geordie Boxtel? Can he rival the pole position? Then can he improve even further? Then let's see what it's going to be for Geordie. Then up to the line, it's P4 with an 11.753, and that is, what is that, 20 thousandths of a second ahead of Sam Swift for the time being. Pretty good stuff indeed. P4 for Geordie Boxtel then looking to get his form back then in this session as well. Then Srivatsa then is back out on circuit as well. Then he's improving by just under a tenth of a second then into sector 2. Sector 3 though, he's found 3/10 of a second then, so that's going to be pretty good stuff indeed. Then he's going to rival Ekwaz then in that P14, P13 position with Lewis Riley as well, potentially then rounding that hairpin as well then, well not really a hairpin is it, but rounding that long left-hander and right-hander as well. Then into the final corner we go for Srivatsa. Then what's it going to be for the Williams driver then heading up to the line? It's going to be a 12.3, putting himself P13 here in gold tonight then. Good stuff indeed. And Cam then is back out on lap then and going again then for the Aston Martin driver. Then same for Mumford as well, then heading through into sector 3 then, so we'll come back to those then. Chaz is still in the pit lane, no time on the board yet for Chaz there unfortunately, as we go through the first couple of turns. And Cam then is harvesting energy then, so I don't think he's actually pushing out on this lap then for Cam. So Louis setting his sights then to go again then later on in the session. Then into the pits comes Srivatsa then, and no, not Srivatsa, then we've got into the pits comes Immortal then and Geordie Boxtel. They are calling it a day there as well then on their previous laps. Then 3 minutes left of the session, there's still time to get one more lap time out there if anybody wants to risk it, but I'm sure we'll see quite a few risk it then in the next couple of seconds. Jamie Morris is back out on circuit then heading in towards turn 1 then. Let's see what the Haas driver can do then as we ride on board then into the first couple of corners. Looking good indeed then through the first 2 turns, then now around the long turn 3 then, making sure you get on the power as quickly as possible then without unsettling the car then, and he has found a bit of time then in sector 1 as well. Good stuff indeed. I'm already losing my breath then as we go into the end of qualifying then. 2.5 minutes left then of the session before we get the race underway. 33 laps of action then here in Spain to unfold then after this qualifying session then as we go through and up the hill. Such a close field, says Meran as well. Then it is very close indeed. Then from the from P10 to P1, then is only less than 4/10 of a second, isn't it? As we head into sector 3 for Jamie, then he is improving by just under 2/10 of a second as well. Then that back end trying to step out then for Jamie, then that's cost him dearly, unfortunately for Jamie. That's going to be a problem indeed then. And I think unless he's got enough fuel on board, then he can't really go again then in this qualifying session as well, which is a big shame indeed. Then he is going to go again though, which is good stuff indeed then for Jamie. Let's see what he can do then on this next lap. Then Menace Max is out there again, starting off a new lap then for the Ferrari. Then Flippy also doing the same, then heading down that back straight. Is on the wrong side of the circuit there a bit slightly there. That Chrome McLaren then trying to get a bit of a tow then from the Haas of Jamie then, I think it was. Then same for Young Lights then heading in towards turn 1 now. Jamie then cutting the circuit, then I think he's just coming back through into the pit lane and potentially there on his next outing. Then Ramati is coming through over the top of the hill, and let's see what the Alpine driver can do tonight then into sector 3 then. He is improving by just over 1/10 of a second, and that would put him into the range then of P11, just ahead of Jamie for the time being, unless he can find more time then in sector 3. Then let's see what it's going to be for the Alpine machine heading down the hill. Then we go then for Ramati then on his first appearance in an ALR. Let's see what it's going to be on the circuit then as we go round that final corner then up to the line. Then it's going to be P11 then just ahead of Jamie then by 800ths of a second I should say, and up into P11 for the Alpine driver. Then Jamie then just getting out of the way then of cars coming through as they get themselves into their final laps then of the session as well here. And quite a few starting a lap then. Menace Max has gone faster still. Menace Max with an 11.4 has put himself back on pole position as well here, and looking very happy with that as well then, I'd imagine, as we cross the line then to finish off the session. Then AC Immortal then is down to P2. Then can he fight back then? He's got one more lap to go. Sorry, not one more lap. One more lap to go then to try and get that pole position back there as out of the pit lane comes that Mercedes. Then there's a McLaren flying through as well then, so that Mercedes needs to be very careful and get out of the way then, and Menace Max needs to make sure he's very careful and not get himself disqualified here as well. Menace Max is parked on the circuit, then he could face disqualification if he doesn't move out of the way. And there's a car coming through, and there's a Williams coming through then, and there's contact there. And Menace Max has got in the way of a Williams car then. That could have been problematic. That's Lewis Riley then who's had an issue then, and Menace Max has got in the way then of Lewis Riley heading through into turn 1 then. And that Ferrari then, I think he was going to get disqualified because he was sitting there for too long then. And unfortunately, they got in the way then of that Williams coming through as well. Menace Max is retired on the track as well then. then Equaz has got himself over to P13. Travanza then is P14. Then Ramati's back in the pit lane. Sam Swift is P7 at best. Then B Rabbit is improved to P5. The times are tumbling in. Geordie Boxdale's up into P3. Then Young Lights up into P4. Fantastic stuff indeed from Young Lights. And it's an all Mercedes row 2 for the time being. Nameless P10. Chaz is up into P13 with a 12.1. Fantastic stuff indeed. And that's brilliant stuff indeed from Chazza. Then Equaz then P14, Legend P15, then Srivatsa down to P16. Lewis Riley unfortunately has that damage there as well. Then Dylan in P19 and Mumford in P20. Then Cam then P18 as well. Then as we've got more times tumbling in, I think Young Lights is back in the pit lane. He's called it a day. Then his Young Lights is P4. Medi's retired then in P6, and I think that's qualifying done and dusted. Then just Lewis Riley then of course sporting that wing damage then after that contact at turn 1 there. Wow. Turn 1 will be interesting, especially going into 2 and 3 then with the different lines, says Junior as well. Then we'll wait and see what's going to happen with that. Then Evening from Housey as well then, and Scraps from Equaz, says Equaz in P14 for the start of this race. Then of course we'll have to wait and see then how it's going to unfold then in front of our very eyes in the next few moments time as well then. So good stuff indeed. Forgotten I need to close this and unhide that. I need to unhide it, and then I need to close this, and then I need to close this as well, and that will hopefully help with the stream quality, because it seems to be having a bit of a problem, doesn't it? Bear me 1 second. Bear me 1 second. Hopefully that's a bit better now, because it was starting to overheat. There we go then. Good stuff indeed. Right then, now we'll crack on. There is the qualification classification, and that is Menace Max in on pole position. I think his first pole position of the season then for Menace Max. Immortal, the championship leader, then is in P2. Geordie in P3. Mercedes then, Young Lights in P4. Then Mercedes then rounding off the second row. Haas of Brabbit P5. Medi in P6. Then Flippy P7. Sam Swift in P8. Nathan P9. Jamie Morris in P10. Then Nameless, Ramati, Chazza, Equaz, Legend, Srivatsa, Lewis Riley. Then Cam, Dylan and Mumford round off the 11th to 20th there, I should say. Good stuff. Right, we'll have a quick word from our lovely sponsors then, and we'll be back very, very shortly then for the racing action. Right, then we're back then, ready for the racing action to unfold. Then we have got a bit of a gloomy overhead, clouds, basically. Overcast then, everything there, as the formation lap about to get underway then here in Barcelona then, Catalonia, as we get ourselves started with the formation lap then. A bit of a contrast in a few strategies there, but the majority then going for the medium compound tyre. So good stuff indeed then. Mushroom is late then, says Styles then. So there we go then. He's at his daughter's birthday, so that's good stuff indeed. And happy birthday indeed to Mrs. Mushroom, or Miss Mushroom, whatever you want to call her. But congratulations indeed for passing another year then around the world indeed as well. You missed qualifying, says Jinder then. Hopefully I didn't, but I thought I was there. And way too late, says Kamara Racer as well then. Goodness me. But there we are then. Medium compound tyres for the top 7 then to start this Grand Prix. Sam Swift then in P8 is opting for the soft compound tyres. So that's going to be interesting stuff indeed. Nameless P11 says Duke then again. So keeping up the traditions then for Nameless then. Fantastic stuff indeed. I'm very proud of him. And hopefully he continues the traditions as well then. Hard compound tyres then for Nathan then in P9 then and Jamie in P10. And for Chazza P13 and Mumford in P20 here. So that's going to be interesting stuff indeed to see how they're going to fight through then and how the strategies are going to unfold around this circuit as well then. Potentially a 2-stop strategy. Maybe for Sam Swift then on the soft compound tyres, but also then maybe trying to get a 1-stop then if you can squeeze the tyre life out then on those opting for mediums or hards in the first stint as well then. JVDA said, hi Danny then, and Mushroom will be #1 fan in 4 minutes then. Surely Sam's messed up then, says Mushroom. We'll have to wait and see then, but Sam doesn't usually mess up to be fair, so we'll wait and see what he can do then in this first stint then as we get ourselves lined up on the grid then for the Spanish Grand Prix, round 7 of Gold Season 13. And hopefully we get a better camera angle for the start, but there we are then, as we're just getting ourselves lined up on the grid then. All 20 drivers then are ready to get racing here. I won't, Kamara pays for it, says Mushroom as well then. So there we go then, good stuff indeed. As getting ourselves lined up on the grid then for the race start we go. And hopefully we'll be underway in just a jiffy. There we are then. All drivers then in their grid slots then. The 5 red lights are coming on then. The 5 red lights are on here in Spain then, and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. A good start from Immortal, then almost jumping Menace Max then off the start as we go through then down towards turn 1 then. I've lost the graphic then already. What am I doing then as we go through into turn 1? Immortal's taking the lead then as we get into the braking zone. Then there's a Mercedes going down the inside then. That's Young Lights then, who's got a great start as well. There's spin for Menace Max there. And oh dear, Sam Swift has almost been caught up in that as well then as we go through then into turn 3. It's almost carnage. There's contact between the McLaren and the Ferrari as we go through into sector 2 now. And all sorts of things going on in the background here as well. Then Menace Max has lost 7 places with that difficult start then as we go down to P7 for Menace Max then. Medi's held station for the time being. Flippy's gone round then. What's happened to Flippy there? He's had an issue then at turn 5 then he's back underway, but he's lost a bit of time, a bit of speed there as well. My goodness me. And Chaz has had an issue as well. Then Chaz has dropped down to P17. Flippy then has got himself back underway quickly enough though, and could hopefully get back into the queue, into the train I should say then, in the next few corners. Then Young Lights has taken the position ahead of Brabbit. Then Menace Max having that issue then at turn 2 then has cost him dearly then because he's lost out then as Chazza and Dylan are battling away then through there as well. Then Cam and Legend also fighting into sector 3. There's contact again between the two of them there as we go round this long right-hander then. And Cam's got the traction on the exit then I think to get himself up into P14. My goodness me, then there's all action. Here's down the inside we go then for Cam as well, jumping up into P13. He's on a mission here on the first lap of the Grand Prix. Good stuff indeed. DRS now enabled. Then here comes Young Lights. He's all over the back of Immortal then for the race lead here, but can't quite get himself through. Then DRS is now going to be available for those behind who are within 1 second on the next lap, that is, or this lap now from here on in. There we go then. Medi's got himself past, Menace Max has got himself past Sam Swift. Then Sam Swift then on the soft compound tyres has got himself gained a place then on the start then, but he's now under pressure from Menace Max and he's let him through into sector 2 as we go through then into lap 2 as well. Now good stuff indeed. Geordie Boxdale then has lost the place then to B Rabbit then, and Young Lights his teammate then as they motor along. Then Cam's had an issue then. Down the back of the field. Then Cam's off at turn 5 then. Was there some helping hands there, or did he go for an aggressive move? Then we'll have to wait and see then after the race there. But Cam then unfortunately dropping down. Then he's got himself back underway quickly enough though, and needs to get himself keep his head calm, I should say, keep his head on his shoulders I should say, and crack on then. Young Lights then is still chasing down Immortal for that race lead. Then he's got B Rabbit. Then Geordie Boxdale's got himself back in range of the DRS as well then into lap 2. Then down the hill to start off lap 3 then of 33. Rubber ones, what's people's tyres going on then, says Kiki. Then rubber ones for Mushroom as well. Then Medi set the fastest lap of the race. Then he's got himself caught up then in the P5 battle for the race lead. Then Menace Max back in the charge as well. Then same for Sam Swift. Then Jamie Morris is up 2 places into P8 then as we go into turn 1 on the hard compound tyres. That's not too shabby indeed then for Jamie Morris then, looking good indeed as both of the McLarens have lost places. They're having struggles out there at this point of the race as well. Then Cam then has almost got himself back in the queue, back in the train. I'm not sure which one I was trying to go for there, to be fair, but there we are then. So out in front, then the gap then between the top, it's all the top 12 really, are all within DRS range, and Srivatsa then in P13 is right in front of Legend then as well, then as we go through then into Sector 2 then for the third time, and up the hill we go then. This is maybe Young Lights' opportunity to make a move then into the hairpin, then can he make that move then with the DRS then, as off the track goes Geordie Boxer, and that's going to cost him a bit of time then, maybe open the door for Medi then, but not quite, as we head into Sector 3 now, and AC Immortal still controlling the pace out there then. He's still leading the Grand Prix then from the start, then he got himself a great start indeed, didn't he, to jump Menace Max then in towards, or before the first turn even, wasn't it? He was ahead into the first corner. And here comes Young Lights though to try and challenge, and can he get himself into the race lead then for the first time then in his ALR Gold career this season, I should say. Sam Swift set the fastest lap of racing. Here comes Young Lights then to take the lead of the Grand Prix. He has done taking the lead of the Grand Prix then into lap 4, and into turn 1 he goes then. The Mercedes leads the way now ahead of Immortal then. He's now got Beat Rabbit chasing him down then. Geordie Boxtel staying within that range as well then. Medi then is holding on then. Same for Sam Swift then. He's past Menace Max now on those soft compound tyres, as Sam Swift then up 2 places then on those soft compounds as well. Then how long will they hold on is the question. Nathan then in P8 then holding on as well to P8 for the time being as well, just up within DRS range, and Jamie in P9, then Equaz up into P10, and Nameless, very well done Nameless, holding station in P11 then. Fantastic stuff indeed that Nameless is at. Well, to be fair, if there's somebody we need to get a point or two then for anybody, then Nameless needs a point or two. To be fair, he has deserved it after a string of P11 finishes then. He's under pressure from Ramati then heading into Sector 2. But there we go then. Brabbit got to be most improved then, says Mushroom as well then. Only Sam on softs. Kiki then says Mushroom as well then. The majority on the mediums will switch on to the tyre compounds now then. The majority on the medium compound then. 4 on the hard compound tyres then. And Sam Swift opted for the soft compound tyres. So that's a interesting strategy call then from the Kick Sauber driver then. We'll wait and see then if that will work out. Then we'll have to wait and see what the strategy is going to be like as well. Then Nathan sets the fastest lap of race, and he's got his foot down now on those hard compound tyres, getting them up to temperature as well. Then, as we saw in the Hungarian Grand Prix earlier, Hamilton took forever to get his hard compound tyres switched on then, and never mind, didn't get himself anything really worth talking about in that race. But never mind, we've got 20 drivers then who are putting on a show tonight then, as Cam has passed Mumford then for P19. Dylan and Chazza then have switched places. Then Chazza on the hard compound tyres has been passed by the Ferrari on the medium compound tyres, heading into lap 5 now as well. Then we would still expect the medium compound to be pretty good out there then for the time being. But how long will they hold on is the question. Same for those soft compounds then for Sam Swift then, but we'll find out as we go through then. Flippy and Lewis Riley are having a bit of a ding-dong battle then into turn 5 and 6 then. Flippy now ahead and up into P17 then. Next target is his teammate then of Chazza then, trying to chase him down then for the DRS then is his next affair. But Chazza then is of course trying to get himself back past Dylan as well here. Srivatsa then is chased down Legend, and Legend has been passed, or Legend's got himself past the Williams I should say, but now has a bit of a gap then, 2 seconds then to the next car then of Ramati then, who is chasing down Nameless for that P11 position. Then you can't take 11th away from Nameless then. It is definitely assigned to him now as we head on to the main straight then, as Immortal has taken back the lead then, heading past Young Lights then into turn 1, then back up into the race leaders. Cam's had an issue at the final corner. He's back underway, but he's had some sort of problem then through the final corner. Then he almost went into the pit lane. I'm not quite sure what the strategy was there, but he has got himself back underway then, and does not pit. Then maybe is that bump back again? I remember that bump used to be there on the previous games as well then, but hopefully that is not the case anymore. Yeah, that would be a big problem if it was there. I didn't think it was there anymore. I thought they ironed out the bumps, didn't they? But perhaps not then, as we go through them into Sector 2 once again then. 19 to 20 laps then for Stephen Anthony then on the hard compound, and soft's got to be a bad idea, says Mushroom. Mushroom is the most improved in bronze then, says Styles as well then, who of course has been a very good candidate then for most improved as well then, as Styles I think in bronze. But we'll wait and see that at the end of the season. We're only a third of the way through the season, to be fair, so we've still got plenty of races to come then. We've got 20 races of the season then. We're on to round 7 then, so to be fair we're almost at the halfway point at the same point. Good stuff. Lap 7 then to start now then, and here comes Young Lights then on the charge then. Can he get himself back past the Immortal then? B Rabbit holding station then, same for Geordie then, same for Medi, and Sam Swift then in the train then with those soft compound tyres then. We'd expect Sam Swift to be the first driver to make a pit stop in this Grand Prix. We'll have to wait and see then how it's going to unfold then tonight then, but we'll have to find out then as the soft compound tyres start to wear out. Then we'd expect those to be the fastest wearing tyres, but you never know. I never know as well, to be fair, but I am blind. But there we go then, the top of the order then, the top 12 then still separated by barely anything then in terms of the DRS ticker. But there we go then, Legend then 3 seconds back then P13 for that, so then keeping him honest then in P14 then Dylan and Flippy and Chazza have switched places then, so the McLaren then, Chrome McLaren's then has been switched then, and Flippy now up at a P16 then, letting his teammate know thank you very much then as he chases after Dylan now as his next target, then trying to recover in this race. Then Flippy then after a difficult start then, I think he might have been involved or might have been put off then by Menace Max then, who had that shaky start as well then into turn 2 on the opening lap then, and that could have been costly indeed then, but he's getting himself back through the order now is Flippy then. Good recovery drive indeed then as we head down the hill then to finish off lap 7 of 33 then, almost at the quarter-way distance then in this race. Vintage isn't here, Mushroom. So there we are then. Oh dear. I'm not sure if that was a rude comment or not, but it was his birthday yesterday indeed. Yes, happy birthday to Vintage as well then, of course, who had his, goodness knows what birthday it was, but well done indeed. Congratulations to passing around the world once again then, as Flippy's got himself past Dylan then into turn 1, into P15 now for the McLaren, and staying ahead then of the Ferrari then into that first corner as well then. Nathan and Jamie then on the hard compound tyres, looking pretty strong out there indeed, to be fair, keeping up the train then on those medium compounds, and is in contention then for, of course, a longer first stint then, but potentially a faster second or third stint, depending on if they're going to do a 2-stop or not, but I don't know. So there we go then. Now we've got Young Lights then, he's losing a bit of time then to Immortal then, but he's staying within the DRS range just about then into lap 8 then for the time being, then heading through the hairpin of sector 3 then into that final sector then for the 8th time. And can he keep within that DRS range in? Otherwise, he's going to be under attack then from B Rabbit. Got a yellow flag then. It's a McLaren then. A McLaren. Chaz has had an issue at the top of the hill. Then Chaz has had an issue. Then where's he gone? He's gone off the circuit there as well. Then he's trying to get himself back on as he has. I think he's got some damage there as well. Then I think he's gone over the top of the hill then and had a bit of the back end's just stepped out, hasn't it? As we go through then, I can't change the camera angle now. Yes, I can. So Young Lights then stay within DRS. Then Geordie Boxer has dropped off the DRS then, so that could open the move then for Medi potentially to try and get himself through. And can Geordie get himself back in contention as well here? Then Lewis Riley into the pits, the first of the pit stoppers tonight. Then is Lewis Riley then calling it a day then on his medium compound tyres here. Chazza also in the pit lane with that damage. Unfortunately then Chazza then has gone into the wall somewhere at the top of that hill then in sector 2. Slowed the car down to get himself back in the pit lane here though, and can get himself back underway. So there we are then. Young Lights then is in P2 then, trying to chase down, trying to keep up now I think with Immortal then, because the Immortal then has started to stretch the gap then slightly, but Young Lights then with the aid of DRS then is staying within that 1 second window, which is going to be very helpful indeed for the Mercedes driver. Then Geordie Boxer has got himself back in contention as well then, maybe had a bit of a niffy lap then on the previous lap then, but he's back underway. Then Chaz is also in the pits and back out on medium compound tyres. There he is then. He's going to stay on the lead lap then as well, which is good stuff indeed for Chazza. As we head into lap 9 now as well then. Immortal heading down that hill then as we head into the main straight then. He's still got DRS then, his Young Lights there as well then, heading down that straight. He's got 10 laps. Starting 10 laps now, sorry. I'm completely ahead of myself then. 1 lap ahead of myself. I don't know what's going on then. Why is the McLaren chrome and the other one not then, says Kiki then. I'm not sure that's correct, but I think they're both chrome, aren't they? Flippy's definitely chrome. And maybe Chaz is not chrome. Oh dear. I'm not sure. That's great stuff. Legend in the pit lane then. He's calling it day on the mediums as well then. Hard compound tyres going on the kit Sauber then. Potentially looking for an undercut there as well then to get himself in contention with the top 12 as well here. But we'll find out then. Out of the pit lane he comes then ahead of Lewis Riley and Chazza of course there as they get themselves through the final parts of the lap as well. Then heading over the crest of that hill then into sector 2 is Immortal then. He's just over a second then, but I think Young Lights has that rear wing open just about then to get himself back within that 1 second window. But Lights then starting to struggle I think there as well with those medium compound tyres as the tyre wear kicks in. This is where like we see with the McLarens in real life then, if you've got those if you've got the tyre wear then you don't have to be too worried about people getting close to you then in the first few laps of the stint then, but in the second few laps in the second part of the stint you can just motor away then of course, can't you then. And B Rabbit has been released and then into the pits comes Young Lights then, as does Sam Swift as well then. So Sam Swift has done 9 laps or 10 laps on the soft compound tyres here. He must have been feeling a bit of pain then on those soft compound tyres, I'd imagine. But there we are. I keep thinking there's bits of rain falling there, but I'm just imagining things. I think. Onto the hard compound tyres, back underway then, and Sam Swift doing the same as well here for Kick Sauber. He was on the medium compound tyres, sorry, so he's done softs to mediums then as Sam Swift. And where is he? We'd like to see where he is there as he comes out of the pit lane. He's just ahead of Cam then, just ahead of Cam as well as we go through turn 1. Good stuff indeed. Fresh medium compound tyres then for Sam Swift, then fresh hard compound tyres for Young Lights as we go through then into sector 2. A third of the way through the Grand Prix then we are, as Young Lights then is onto the fresh hard compound tyres. Can he get them to the end of the Grand Prix? Same for Sam Swift as well, to be fair then. Can he get those to the end of the Grand Prix here as well then? We'll find out as we go through, but 20 laps or 22 laps or so, 23 laps on the medium compound tyre, almost at the back of Mumford then as we go up the hill. 23 laps on the medium compound tyre. I'd imagine it's going to be quite a hard slog then. So here he comes then on the attack then with the Aegis and DRS. Then he's going to go down the inside into the hairpin. He's made that move and he's done that move. Done and dusted there. Good stuff indeed. Menace Max into the pit. Same for Geordie Boxtel as well. So Mercedes and Ferrari then calling it a day on the medium compound tyre as well here. As we go down the hill then, here comes Nameless then on the attack, then passing Equaz into turn 1 then with the aid of the speed then from DRS. Then he's got himself up into P6 there. And of course it's there's going to be quite a few position changes then as they come through the pit lane then. And out of the pits comes Geordie Boxtel then. Well, he's going a bit squirrely then on the power. Then he's got himself ahead of Sam Swift then still. Just about then as we go through then into turn 1 then he is into P12 now. Dylan in the pits then for medium compound tyres. Then he's been passed by Legend, who's done that undercut then on the hard compound tyre as well here. Good stuff indeed. Meran has said, I think lap 11 is good for the undercut, then medium runners then as well into the pits they come there. I wonder if there's been rain expected then, says Serious Mushroom. Well, Farf is hosting then, as we said at the beginning of the session then, so Farf is hosting then, so we expect some rain at some point in the race, as per usual, but there we go then. So maybe that is why we're seeing some drivers opting for the medium compound tyre as well then, instead of the hards. As we go through up the hill then, he is all over the back of Geordie Boxtel. Here is Sam Swift then on his medium compound tyres. He's pushing the Mercedes over the hill there and onto the straight as we go then, and can he get himself past then? Not quite then. So he stays behind then. Medi also in the pit lane then. The top two have carried on then. B-Rabbit's got himself in DRS then of Immortal. Nathan and Jamie of course carry on the hard compound tyre then, so that's a good strategy call from them as well. They've managed to keep up with the medium runners in the first few laps there as well, then that's helped them in this next part of the stint as well here. Then Medi onto the hard compound tyres, then carrying on then is Flippy then and Srivatsa then in the Williams and McLaren and the Williams I should say, sorry, one way round. And here comes Young Lights then, and here comes Sam Swift then and Geordie Boxtel then. It's going to be close indeed with Medi then on the exit of turn 1 and through into turn 1. Medi then is ahead, but he's going to be under pressure now from Sam Swift round turn 3 then. Those hard compound tyres not warmed up yet, but Sam Swift's medium compound tyres are very much warm as we head into sector 2 then, and Sam Swift is ahead and up into P11 then. Of course there is still 9 runners yet to pit then ahead of Sam Swift as well then, so he's looking pretty fiery then in this second stint now after getting rid of those soft compound tyres, and it is looking pretty good out there indeed as well then. Now trying to power on and to catch up to Young Lights here, going through sector 2 then for the Kick Sauber driver then. Menace Max then is onto the hard compound tyres. He's just behind then in the Ferrari then. Mumford then is being passed then, but he's now under pressure from Cam as well as we go over the crest of the hill then. The race leaders are in then. Immortal then into the box then, followed by B-Rabbit then. Well, they're going to go for the hard compound tyres, I'd imagine then, as Nathan takes the lead of the Grand Prix then. Jamie then in P2. Oh, the Farth doom, says Mushroom. Maybe we're all cursed. Nameless has carried on then. Same for Equaz as well. Then heading in towards turn 1. That Nameless holds on to P3 then. I'm sure Nameless will be very happy indeed if it finished this way, but I'm sure there's going to be some pit stops still to unfold. Out of the pits comes Immortal then and B-Rabbit then. Where is Young Lights? Young Lights is taking the net race lead, and Sam Swift Ninja then is going to ninja his way up into P7 there, but it's a net P2 I think as it stands at the moment. Then Immortal then P3, Rabbit then in net P4 then as it stands then, and Medi then in net P5 with Geordie then breathing down his necks in the net P6. Goodness me. Wow. Mumford then out of the pits then, medium compound tyres for the Racing Bull, sorry, then he's just behind Lewis then, but of course he's got 5 lap fresher tyres than the Williams driver as we head through then into lap 14. Jamie Morris is catching up then to Nathan then, trying to get himself within that DRS range. Nameless then is under pressure from Equaz then, of course they haven't pitted then. Flippy then is trying to recover in this race then after a difficult start then on the opening lap then. Can he get himself back in contention then with a longer overcut then in this next stint, or in this stint I should say, then on the medium compound tyres, but they're starting to struggle there, it looks like, going through the hairpin of sector 3. And we've got pit stop action then. Nameless is in and calling it a day then on his medium compound tyres, and Equaz is coming in as well then, so they're just going to follow each other's status quo then into the pit lane. Flippy carries on then, he's going to get himself up into P3 then, but he's might be under a bit of pressure then towards the end of this stint as well then. Young Lights then gets his position past as well then. Sam Swift then putting the pressure on then. Can he get himself past into turn one? He's closing in, but he's not close enough there, and B Rabbit then is all over the place. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there for B Rabbit, but he is chasing down AC Immortal then. Lewis Riley's got a 3-second penalty then. Equaz is in the pit lane, then we've got Nameless has passed Ramati then for P11 here, and no my goodness me, Nameless in P11, goodness me, there's the best things that happen in the world, but Nameless and P11 I think hopefully one day will finish and we'll be gone with that. Then hard compound tyres for Cam as well then in the Aston Martin, then back underway on those hard compounds as well. Jamie then has not been able to keep him within DRS of Nathan for the time being. Then Flippy's 10 seconds back then, but he's now got Young Lights chasing him down then on the fresh hard compound tyres. Immortal then has got 3-lap younger tyres, same for B Rabbit then than Young Lights then, and he's got 3-lap younger tyres than Sam Swift, who's got on medium compound tyres, so we'd expect those mediums to start to struggle then, but can Sam Swift keep in contention then to the end of this Grand Prix? We're only coming out to halfway distance at this point, and we're not through the first half of the Grand Prix just yet, as we head into lap 16. And here comes Sam Swift then. He's on those medium compound tyres. He's on a charge now. He's got the DRS open, and along he goes then in the straight. Then he's got himself up into P4, then passing Young Lights then for that P4 position. And now into turn one we go then. He's got a 2.7 second gap to Flippy then. A 10-lap offset then as well then in terms of the tyre life as well. That's looking pretty promising indeed. I'm pretty sure he'll catch up quickly. Ramati is back past Nameless then for P11 here. Of course, these two are pitted then as Young Lights picks up a penalty then going through turn 4. That's an odd place to pick up a penalty, isn't it? But he has got a penalty that's going to be added to his race time then. He's going to be very upset with that, I'm sure, because he was fighting tooth and nail then with the top of the order and potentially had a podium or even a win then on the cards then here in Spain. But that penalty is going to be very costly indeed, unfortunately then for Young Lights as well here. Right then, Sam Swift is cracking on then. He is flying along then on those medium compound tyres. Then he's almost within DRS range then of Flippy. Flippy, of course, is done 16 laps, including this one then on the medium compound tyres. I think they've started to struggle for the last 4 or 5 laps then for the McLaren. So we go through then into sector 3 then, and Sam Swift is now within DRS range, and Jamie's in the pit lane. So Jamie is calling it a day on the hard compound tyres already, and Flippy is almost, oh dear, that's a wall there, as he almost clips the wall then on the entry. Then that's there's a bit of wall that sticks out there, I think, as well, which is dangerous stuff indeed. Then Sam Swift up into P2 then. Nathan has stayed out then. He is leading the Grand Prix by 13 seconds then to Sam Swift. Young Lights then in P3. And Immortal then comes through P4, Rabbit then P5, Medi in P6, and Geordie in P7, Menace Max in P8. Then Jamie out of the pit lane. He's ahead of this gaggle of cars of Ramati, Nameless and Equaz, and he is going to be very happy with that then on the medium compound tyres then, that he can hopefully try and scamper away now as he gets those tyres up to temperature. Then Flippy onto the hard compound tyres. He's not there. He is going to be here, and he comes out of the pit lane now into P15 at turn 2 and 3. Then he's now got Dylan then chasing them down then on the medium compound as well here. Good stuff indeed. Right then, Sam Swift under a bit of pressure from Young Lights now. Immortal then has lost out to the DRS then of the Mercedes driver. Then that's going to be problematic indeed for the championship leader. Can he get himself back in that window now? Jamie will be rapid now, says Mushroom as well then on the medium compound tyres. He's got a 3-second penalty then as Mushroom has cursed him. I'm not going to say it was a commentator's curse. It was definitely a Mushroom curse, that one. But nonetheless, as we head into sector 3 then, can he get that penalty out of his mind and out of the way then, and crack on then on these fresh medium compound tyres? Then he's got himself just about a gap then to try and get himself out of that DRS range, as Ramati's done the same thing. He's got a penalty then heading through into sector 3. He's just out of sight of DRS range as well. Now that's going to open the door potentially for Nameless to try and sneak through down the main straight now. Here he comes then for the Aston Martin driver. Then can he get himself out of P11 then up into P10? We'll find out now. Then here he is charging down the first straight then into turn 1. Then he's got the move done and up into P10 now for Nameless. Stravatza and Legend have had a fantastic battle this race, to be fair. Then he's got himself over the P13 just ahead now of the Kick Sauber for the time being. So Jamie then has passed, sorry, Jamie's got himself clear then of Nameless and Ramati. Nameless has passed Ramati for P10 then. We've had somebody else happen there as well then. I think Mumford has got himself past Lewis then into P17 then for the Racing Bull. Ramati then is chasing down Nameless, and Equaz is waiting in the wings as well here for the Red Bull team, and looking pretty strong out there then for the time being. Then Young Lights in his closed in on Sam Swift then. So those medium compound tyres then might be starting to fade then at this point of the race. Then we'll have to wait and see then what they can do then as we got onto lap 18. Then we're over halfway point now for the time being. Hopefully it doesn't go backwards, but I'm not sure what I'm talking about there, but nonetheless, Young Lights I think is going to try and line up a move then for that P2 position. Then Nathan has stayed out again then, so he's now on to lap 19. Then we did say from Stephen Anthony that the medium compound tyres as Young Lights has taken P2, then passing Sam Swift into turn 1, and there we go then, good stuff indeed from Young Lights. Then now can he chase down Nathan as well then? Stephen Anthony did say as Geordie and Menace Max are battling then into turn 2, then Geordie has been passed by Menace Max then into turn 2 and 3, and up into P7 now for the Ferrari. Cam has passed Lewis as well then into the final couple of corners there, I think that is, as Cam is trying to chase down Mumford here as well. Then he's not got DRS somehow though, which is a bit odd. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but nonetheless that is the situation out there as we head in towards turn 1 now, and Cam then is trying to chase down the Racing Bull driver as well. Then Sam Swift then is all over the back then of Young Lights, and of course these two just switch positions as we head into sector 3 momentarily then on lap 19. Stephen Anthony, he said in the comment section earlier then that the medium hard compound tyres will last about 19 to 20 laps then, and speaking of the devil, then into the pits comes Nathan then to call it a day then on those hard compound tyres at the end of lap 19. And he will probably go, I would imagine, go to the medium compound tyre from here. Then we'll wait and see. But Young Lights is going to retake the lead then of the Grand Prix. Then Sam Swift then has got himself up into P2 and is fighting Young Lights for that lead of the Grand Prix as well. Then heading down the main straight then with the DRS. Then Sam Swift is back ahead then and up into the race lead. Then Immortal was caught up here as well. Then Immortal then all over the back, almost into the back then of Young Lights, heading into turn 1. Then Bree Rabbit comes with them as well. Then same for Medi and Menace Max. Then after that battling with Geordie Boxtel has lost 1.6 seconds then to the DRS. Then Nathan's out of the pit lane. He is going to be very close indeed to his teammate here, but he has got himself ahead of his teammate for now. And Mushroom has said, sorry Jamie, I think in terms of the penalty situation there, but at the moment he's going to be clear of the penalty situation. Then he's over 3 seconds away from Nameless, so it's not all done and dusted just yet then as well. Then, or it will be in terms of the pit stop pit lane strategies and whatnot. Lewis is in the pits then, calling it a day on the medium compound tyres again then for the Williams driver. I believe he's done medium to this hard stint then, so potentially he can go to the end of the Grand Prix now from those on those hard compound tyres as well here. Lap 20 then of 33 is underway now. Young Lights has been joined by Immortal, by B Rabbit, by Medi, and now Menace Max as well has caught up to the fight as well here. Very quick lap indeed from Menace Max then, because he was over at 1.6 seconds away on the previous lap. And he's caught up very quickly indeed, which is good stuff to see. As we head on to lap 21 now, then will there be some more chopping and changing in this top of the order then, heading down that main straight. Immortal is getting close then, he's getting very close indeed to Young Lights then as we head into turn 1, but nothing doing for the time being. Then Menace Max has lost a lot of time then down the straight. Not quite sure what's going on there then, because Menace Max then was in DRS range, wasn't he then? Ramati and Nameless have switched places then, and Nathan's going to get his nose involved in this as well then on the medium compound tyres, the freshest tyres of this battle. Oh my goodness me, I thought he was going to stick his nose in there, and that was going to be dangerous stuff indeed for both cars as we head in towards sector 2 then. Oh dear, sticking his nose in down at turn 4. There's contact, I think, slightly there between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin. Then he has gotten himself through, but I'm not quite sure the Aston Martin of Nameless is going to be too happy with that, especially now he's down in 11th again. As Mumford picks up a penalty as well. Then penalties are starting to roll in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with penalties out there and across the field as well then. So there we are then. So Nathan on the fresh medium compound tyres was in a bit of a hurry to get himself through. Then he's now got Ramati to get himself past as well next for that P9 position. Then Jamie Morris then with the 3-lap undercut then is clear of Nathan, of course, who was just ahead of him then previously on the hard compound tyres. Will those medium compound tyres for Jamie get himself to the end of the Grand Prix? We'll find out then at the end of lap 33 pretty much, because we don't know until then. But there we are then. So Jamie then cracking on then in P8 for the time being, looking quite comfortable indeed as well then. Out in front then, nothing doing then, no changes being made then into turn 1 then. Where is this next battle going to be then, because it's Nathan then with Ramati, then up into P9 then is the Red Bull. Yellow flags for a McLaren, that's going to be Chazza, I think there. That's Chazza's had an issue at the top of the hill again then, unfortunately for the McLaren driver. Then he's back underway quickly enough then. Legend back in the pit lane, and he's call it then on the hard compound tyres this time for the kicks out. But then he's got 11 laps to go then. Maybe the medium compound then to the end of the Grand Prix will be sufficient, we would expect. I'm not quite sure. But there we are then. So Nathan has got himself past Ramati then. Can he get himself clear then of the Alpine driver? Because Nameless is going to be very keen to get himself back past the Alpine as well. He will get himself past the Alpine with the penalty situation as it stands. But of course he would want to do it on track as well here, won't he? But Ramati then is staying within the DRS then of Nathan for the time being. Then Chazza is also in the pits for the McLaren team then, and getting himself onto a new set of boots then. A new medium compound tyre then to the end of the Grand Prix here for Chazza. Ramati then has opted to, he's opted for the hard compound tyres, but that was a long time ago now. That's 8 laps ago now. But he stayed within DRS range, and into the pits comes Young Lights then, and Sam Swift also in the pit lane as well here. So this is going to be very spicy indeed. And Young Lights then has called it a day on the hard compound tyres. We thought the hards would go to the end of the Grand Prix, but they're not going to for Young Lights. So he's calling a day hit. Hard compounds going on again then for Young Lights as well here. Interesting stuff indeed. And medium compound tyres going on the Kick Sauber and back underway then. He was ahead of Young Lights, I think, then just before the pit stop phase, and he is still ahead as they come out of the pit lane now. Then they're going to be behind Flippy and Sravat. So then as they exit the pit lane then onto lap 23, 10 laps at the end of this one to the checkered flag. Then can they get themselves back in contention? Then Dylan also in the pit lane for Ferrari, and onto a set of hard compound tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Then Mumford then going to take that P16 position, and Legend then up into P17 as well here. B-Rabbit then is chasing down a Mortal back in the lead of the Grand Prix then, as he is in the championship as well. Then he is looking quite comfortable out there as well. Then B-Rabbit then is putting the pressure on then, and Medi and Menace Max are coming with him as well then, heading into Sector 3 then on lap 23. 2 stops all around. Surprise, says Mushroom as well then. Nameless in P11, says Duke as well then. He's got himself up into P9 now, thankfully. But with the stops then for Sam Swift and Young Lights then. But they're going to be caught up in a bit of a battle here as well then. There's Sam Swift and Flippy. Sam Swift and Young Lights, and they're going to be stuck behind Flippy and Sravatsa then as we head into Sector 3, and looking to make their moves as quickly as possible then is the Kick Sauber and Mercedes drivers as well then, almost pushing them through the corner then is Sam Swift, then all over the back then of the McLaren, then down the hill then into the final corner I should say then, and let's see when they're going to be if they're going to be able to make any moves then on this lap now as well then. Here comes Sam Swift then on the charge. We'll switch over to the Kick Sauber then, because there he is then. Can he get himself past both of them then into the first turn then? It's going to be close indeed then. Here comes Sam Swift then down the outside then into turn 1 then. He's got the traction on the medium compound tyres. He's got himself past the Williams then into turn 2 then. Here comes Young Lights as well then. Young Lights putting the pressure on then as we go wide then with the Williams then, and Young Lights is going down the inside on the fresh tyres with the traction and the grip then. He can just get himself through on the inside there without any issues as well. They're good stuff indeed. And Flippy losing the back end a bit then. Flippy's off on the grass then. Goodness me then, the Flippy's got let Sam Swift through then with that mistake as well then. Unfortunately for Flippy then, he's cost himself a position then as well then, and now under pressure from Young Lights as well as we go through into Sector 2 then. He's back underway quickly enough then. Flippy then going to the end of the Grand Prix I'll imagine then on this stint, and Young Lights has had a bit of an issue over the curbs there as well then, heading through into Sector 2 then. They're still within DRS range then. What's going on there for Young Lights then? He's had a bit of an issue there as well. Legend and Mumford are battling then. Legend on the fresher tyres then has got himself up at a P16 and back underway then. Good stuff indeed. He's got a penalty for his troubles as well then, goodness me. I must have commentator cursed him there as well then. And B-Rabbit takes the lead of the Grand Prix then into turn 1 then. He's overtaken a Mortal with the DRS then, and has got himself up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Of course, he did get himself on pole position momentarily then. Sam Swift sets the fastest lap of the race. This could be pretty spicy indeed then. Sam Swift is coming through then. Sam Swift on the fresh medium compound tyres. He's got 6 seconds to get himself back into the top 10 here. We'll wait and see then if that can be achieved then for the Kick Sauber driver as well. We'll find out in just a jiffy then. Nameless is looking pretty strong indeed as well then for a P8 position or more as well. Then Nathan is catching up then to Jamie. Then Jamie with that offset has it looked like it was working then, but that net was now coming back in the favour of Nathan as well then, heading up the hill then into lap 25 then Sector 2. Out in front, the top 3 are top 4 sorry I should say are separated by less than half a second pretty much as we go through then into lap 25 then into Sector 3 then for the final time. Mumford is in the pit lane for medium compound tyres and back underway then. Geordie Boxtel is going to be under a bit of pressure, I think, from Jamie and potentially Nathan as well then in the near future. Then if he can't get his foot down, then Nameless looking to try and get himself past the Alpine of Ramati. Then Equise is coming with him as well. Then Sam Swift will soon be on the case as well. Then as Ramati picks up another penalty, Sam Swift will soon be on the case. Then he's only 4.6 seconds away. Then Jamie's in the pit lane. What's happened to Jamie there? It was a bit of an odd pit entry. Maybe he locked up coming into the pits. Then Immortal takes back the lead. Then heading into the next lap. Then and back up into P1. Then for Immortal. Sorry, Jamie in the pits. Then he's done 9 laps. Then on his medium compound tyres. He's going for more medium compound tyres than is Jamie then. and back underway. He will be out in P14 with a bit of a gap then to Cam, then further behind as we head through then onto lap 26. And Jamie's going to be very quick indeed here. Same for Sam Swift. Then Sam Swift was over 6 seconds behind then on the previous lap then to the pair ahead of him. Then he's now under, just over 4 seconds now. So the gap closing by almost 2 seconds a lap then for Sam Swift, and that's pretty rapid pace indeed, if I do say so myself then, but I wouldn't know because I can just see what everyone else is doing, and everyone else is doing much better than I would be able to do, which is fair enough. I am not opposed to that then, to be fair. I'll finish P20 every race then, so long as everyone else has a good race. But there we go then. Ramati then has been passed by Nameless, but he's staying within that DRS range. Nameless then looking to try and chug on then to P7 now, and can he get himself even further up the order then? Can Nameless get his first points of the season tonight then? We'll have to wait and see, but he's looking pretty strong then, at least for some sort of points then here in this race tonight as well. 3 seconds back there is Sam Swift as B-Rabbit and Immortal then once again switching places then at the lead of the Grand Prix then onto lap 27 this time, and B-Rabbit now leads the way then onto lap 27 as well, then heading through turn 3. Then Nathan has caught up to Geordie Boxtel, then Jamie of course has pitted then. Nathan on the fresh medium compound tyres is going to be quite quickly passing that Mercedes, I would imagine, unless Geordie then has got something in his locker then to fight back with as well. Then Nameless then holds on to P7 then in towards turn 1. The Alpine, Ramati and Equaz heading through into sector 2. Then Sam Swift now under 3 seconds behind here in P10. Then Young Lights then has pitted as well. Unfortunately, that penalty is going to be very costly indeed, I think, for Young Lights, because it could drop him a few places out of the points paying position. As lock up then into turn 5 as well is going to be flat spotting that left front tyre then, unfortunately, there in the next part of this race, or next part of this stint I should say. So far so good out there then for the top of the order then. They're all in close proximity then, the top 4. Anyone could win it out of these top 4 then. Who's got the best tyres? It's Immortal and B-Rabbit then, who of course started the race on the medium compound tyres and went a bit longer than those behind of Medi and its Menace Max as well then. So they've got slightly better tyres, only slightly. But it might play a factor then towards the end of this Grand Prix as we head in towards turn 1 on lap 28 now. And Nathan has passed Geordie for that P5 position, and up into P5 goes the Red Bull, then down into P6 goes Geordie for the time being. Then can he hold on then to the DRS as Ramati is back past Nameless then? So unfortunately for Nameless, he's going backwards then at this point, but of course he can stick with that the Alpine, I should say. He's got Equaz right behind him as well then, and soon to be Sam Swift Ninja as well then, because he is closing it at a rapid rate of knots. Then is this Kick Sauber driver then on lap 28 of 33. Let's go Nameless then, says JA as well then. Who, says Mushroom then. Nameless then is currently P8 for the time being, a net P7 of course with the penalty then penalties for Ramati as well then. So it's looking pretty good indeed then for his first points of the season then. I don't want to jinx it then. I'm just going to hope that it happens. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed to happen of course, because I don't want to do that sort of thing. Then Nathan is actually catching up to the top 4 here. Then he's only 2.5 seconds behind them now, and on those medium compound tyres, can he play a factor then in this race as well? Then driver of the day is out in the comment section. So there is the penalty situation. Then Ramati's got 6 seconds. Lights has got 3. Then same for Jamie. Then same for Legend. Same for Mumford and Lewis Riley as well. Then in terms of the driver of the day, though I should say, as we go through then into lap 29, then B-Rabbit, then AC Immortal, Nathan JB and Medi then are your candidates for driver of the day here. So that is the situation as it stands in terms of the position changes as well then for your driver of the day votes in the comment section. But it could all change to be fair, because we don't know what it's going to be like then at the end of lap 33, do we? Cam has got a 3-second penalty then, unfortunately. Like I said, penalties have been rolling in throughout this race as well. Then it's been very easy to get those penalties, it seems, out there as the race has gone on. But then on board with the race leader, then B-Rabbit, then he's got some pressure on behind from Immortal, then the championship leader, then looking to get himself back into the lead of the Grand Prix here. Medi then in P3 then for the time being as well then, looking very strong indeed as well then for Medi. Menace Max then in P4 then has got himself back in the fight then after a difficult first lap that drops him down to P7 then is back in the fold as well here, but Nathan is catching up to all of them then as we go through then into the final couple of corners. And now can he get himself in the DRS range then of the race leaders? Menace Max is under pressure then from dropping out then of that DRS window, but I think he's just about got himself back in it then, which is good stuff indeed. Or has he? I think he has. I'm not sure. Yes, he has. They're good stuff indeed. But I think Nathan has got himself within DRS as well. Then, so the top 5 now are in a fight of their own. Then Geordie's then in a bit of no man's land in P6 for the time being, but he's still holding down a good haul of points. Then Ramati then has been passed by Sam Swift now, and up into P7 goes Sam Swift now. 5 seconds the gap then to the top 6. Then can he get that gap down quickly enough to get himself some more points positions? We'll have to wait and see then in the next 3 laps or so. But Ramati then has stayed ahead of Nameless. Nameless down to P9 now. Of course, Sam Swift has gone past both of them as well then on his medium compound tyres. Then Nameless then is in a position to get himself a P8 position, or P8 final position, I should say then. But he is looking to get himself some good points tonight then anyway, then, because he's looking for his first points of the season. And he's going to be doing much better than I will be after this race as well then. But I've had to jump in the comments box, so there we are. Right then, out in front then we've got, Menace Max has dropped off the fight then, and now Nathan is all over the back of him for that P4 position. The top 3 then are starting to split away slightly then, but Menace Max might be able to come back at them then as he can down the hill here, but can he get himself back in that 1 second window is the question then, and unfortunately I don't think he can then onto the penultimate, not penultimate lap, sorry, onto the penultimate lap, as here comes Immortal then on the charge. Then can he get himself back past B-Rabbit? Then Nathan has got himself past into P4 with the DRS then, but he's now in the same position as Menace Max really, because he's out of the fight then in terms of the DRS games. So there we go. Out in front then we've got B-Rabbit controlling the pace then. Has he got enough battery in the bank then as Jamie sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix then? Good stuff indeed then. Point going his way, I should say, as it stands as well then, which is fantastic stuff indeed. Rabbit using all that karting experience, he says then, says Mushroom, as we go. I think Ramati's been passed by Nameless there. Into the pits comes Cam and Legend then for the soft compound tyres, going for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix then. Can they get that extra point then here in Spain for their respective constructors as well then? Good stuff indeed then. So that is the drive of the day situation then. Only a few more laps to go then in this Grand Prix then. 2 laps to go to be precise as we head on to the penultimate lap this time. I can get it correct now. It's going to be the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix on lap 32 as we head over the crest of that hill then down towards lap 32 now. B-Rabbit then in the lead of the Grand Prix then. Can he get his first race winning goal? Then Cam's got a 3-second penalty then. I don't think he'll mind that too much as he's now on the fresh tyres to try and go for that fastest lap then. B-Rabbit then moving off into the other side of the Turkey circuit. Then can he get himself into the lead of the Grand Prix? Immortal then is going to try and go around the outside at turn 1. There's going to be close indeed. There's almost contact then. Immortal's off the circuit at turn 2. Then he's got himself back on. Then here comes Medi then round the outside at turn 3. Not quite then as B-Rabbit holds on to the lead of the Grand Prix. Or for the time being. Then Immortal then is held on to P2 because Medi then was all over the back from there as well, then heading into sector 2 now, and Immortal then is going to get himself back in contention. Then he's still within DRS range. Like we said, penalties rolling in here tonight. Then of course penalties have been a big thing about this race and will be at the end of the classification, I'm sure, as well here, as here comes Immortal and B-Rabbit then back on the charge, and they've lost that. He's lost out a bit then of course with that escapade over the curbs there as well as Immortal, but he has got himself still within the DRS range then onto the final lap of the Grand Prix then. Who is going to take the win here in Spain? Then we'll find out very shortly. Then we'll find out in just under a minute's time as well, I'd imagine. Dylan in the pit lane for the soft compound tyres, and he needs to make sure he stays on the lead lap here. Otherwise it will mean nothing then for Dylan then, but I think he'll be able to get himself back out then in just enough time. Here comes B-Rabbit then round that final corner. Then here comes Immortal as well then onto the final straight, and we go for one more time then around the Spain circuit. Then here comes Immortal. Then he's not got enough battery, I don't think, to try and get challenged there as we head in towards turn 1 then, so maybe he's going to have to try and think about it later on in the lap as well here. B-Rabbit holds on to the lead for the final start of this lap 33. Then Young Lights picks up another penalty. Unfortunately that's going to cost him a top 10 position then, I would imagine. Then Chazza sets the fastest lap of the race. Then good stuff indeed for Chazza, then sticking in this race as well then, and could get himself that extra point as well here. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Another point for Chazza then will be very much welcome for him as well. Then Geordie has been passed by Sam Swift then up into P6 now then for Sam Swift on the 2-stop strategy. Then he's got 4 seconds to try and gain on his friend and colleague then Menace Max there, but I think it might be a bit too late then as we go through then into sector 2 then on the final lap of the race. And here comes Immortal. Then he's going to charge then. Will he go for a move then in into the hairpin then of Sector 3. Then we'll find out now. Then he's a bit too far back to make the lunge there, I don't think, then, as B-Rabbit holds on to lead into the final sector of lap 33. Then this could be a historic moment for B-Rabbit. Then can he win his first Gold Grand Prix then around that final couple of corners? Then B-Rabbit down the hill. He's going to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Then the Haas rounds that final corner. Then there is a Ferrari. Then here comes the Haas. Then he crosses the line to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Then B-Rabbit then has won here in Spain, his first gold race win as well. Then fantastic stuff indeed from the Haas driver. Then he has done it then here tonight. Then a fantastic drive from both, or from all drivers to be fair. But from the champion there, or for the winner then I should say, then B-Rabbit as well. He's got himself across the line then in P1, then Immortal, the championship leader, then P2. Mehdi then in P3. Another podium then for Mehdi then is looking pretty good indeed this season. Nathan then in P4 in the end, then Menace Max P5, Sam Swift in P6. Geordie in P7. Nameless gets his first points of the season as well. Then fantastic from Nameless then. Congratulations then to the Aston Martin driver then, and 4 points as well. Very good stuff indeed. Then Equaz in P9 and Flippy rounds off the top 10 as well here. Fantastic stuff indeed. B-Rabbit gets drive of the day there as well. Then Super B-Rabbit says Kamara Racer. Then what a drive from Rabbit. B-Rabbit says Duke as well. Then fantastic stuff there. Who's got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix? Then it's still Chazza for the time being. There's still drivers across the line though. Cam then and Lewis Ryder then cross the line. P16 and 17 then. Mumford P18 then. Dylan then could get that fastest lap point. Can he get that fastest lap point? I don't think he did in the end there as well. Wow. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Very nice B-Rabbit as well. Then it says Stephen Anthony as well in the comment section. We'll run through the classification very shortly indeed. Happy I gave B-Rabbit a toe in quali, says Equaz then. Good stuff there as well. Then there is the podium celebrations, and there is B-Rabbit on the top step then in the Haas. Of course, AC Immortal, the championship leader, then P2 then. Not the race he would have wanted then, but he was still very close indeed then to getting himself another win under his belt then, as we go through then into the next race of the season. I think it's Canada next week, but we'll find out then. Mehdi, of course, then in the Alpine P3 tonight there. I think I'm going to have to add people into the commentary party because I don't know. 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Nobody's done it for me, you see, so I have to do it myself manually. There we go. And Mehdi, wasn't it? Mehdi. Great stuff indeed. Right, hopefully I've got that. But there we go then. Brilliant stuff. And well done indeed to all drivers who got themselves to the checkered flag. Then I'll just make sure I screenshot that because I need that for doing the classifications at the end of the Grand Prix. But there we are then. So fantastic stuff indeed then for all drivers who got themselves to the checkered flag. Then we will have some interviews hopefully then in the next couple of minutes there with some of our podium drivers. But congratulations then to all drivers who got themselves to that checkered flag here tonight. And there we go. We'll start off then with Mehdi. Then P3 tonight. Then another P3, another podium then under your belt this season. You're looking very strong indeed. Then how did that race go from your point of view?
Yeah, I think this one was so hard. I wasn't predicting this race to be that much hard, but Rabbit pace was just unbelievable this race. So no place for like mistakes to like get out from the leaders. So I just pushed till the end. In my quali, my starting position wasn't that good. I think P6, and also in the pitting on what lap I was like confusing because some of the drivers were pitting so early. I wouldn't know like which one are going for 2 stop or 1 stop. So I chose like lap 13 or 14. I think it was the safest for 1 stop. And the race go on, but I didn't have the pace to get Brabid or AC Immortal. They were so fast, so I just kept behind them.
And you got yourself, like you said, another podium there to cement your charge then in the championship then for a top 3 position then at the end of the season. Then how do you were you hoping for a podium tonight? Then did you think a podium was on the cards then with once you set that qualifying?
Actually, yeah, I think I was thinking for podium with the undercut, but I told you like all the cars just lap at pit at lap 10 or like 11, so it was so early. I didn't know they are going for two stop or one stop. So the only thing or the earliest option for one stop was lap 13. So I just did my race. I just stayed there. I think I was a little bit lucky to be in front of the Mercedes after the pit stop, so I just kept and took the podium. But I was thinking of the podium even before the race. I have the better race pace than my quali pace.
Well, congratulations tonight. Then another P3, and there is Mehdi. Then once again, then looking very strong tonight here as well. So well done then, Mehdi. Then P3. I don't think anybody else has joined us. To be fair, oh no, we have got somebody else who joined us. I think it was it was Immortal then in P2. So congratulations to the championship leader then Immortal then for P2 tonight as well. And B Rabbit then has joined us then from the top step of the podium. Then is B Rabbit. Then how was that race from your point of view? Then it was absolutely brilliant to watch. Then talk to us from your perspective.
Wow, unbelievable. First of all, my thoughts are with Sean, so I hope everything is fine and he will continue. He will come back as soon as possible. And yeah, unbelievable, unbelievable. Like I'm racing in ALR for 2 or 3 years now, and finally I could win a gold race, and it was really, really, really tough. Immortal was so quick, and yeah, I saw I could get very close at the end of on the straight, so I decided to pass him at the end of the race. Then he passed me back, then I passed him back, and then I wanted to try to stay in front. Like the dirty air was really strong, and I feel like my engine was getting hot and my tires were burning even more in the dirty air, so I was trying to stay in the front. And yeah, the I think it was lap 32. I don't know exactly. We had contact in turn one. Um, yeah, from my point of view, I was in front and I was aggressive, but I think in the end the car in front maybe has a little bit more right to get the corner, but I'm not sure. I didn't talk to him yet. But all in all, really happy to achieve a win in ALR Gold. Really happy with that, and I cannot believe that it happened already.
Congratulations indeed, and like you said, it was all the hard work of that race and the strategy that came to you towards the end of that final stint as well. Then, which saw you in P2, in P1, of course, then with Immortal, then switching places in that later part of the stint as well. And did you think at the beginning, like I said with Mehdi, then did you think at the beginning after qualifying that you had a podium or potentially the win, even like you said, in the cards?
Um, I had a good like I'm I think I'm in form right now. Like Imola was quite good, and this gave me some confidence, and I knew my strength is in the race, not in the quali. So the quali was already good, and I think I was knowing I could finish somewhere around P3, maybe make a move to the front for P3, for P4 or P3, but I never calculated a win. So after the first stop, I was in P2 or P3, so then I knew a podium was possible. But in the end, I was just concentrating, trying to do no mistake and get no corner cut. And yeah, all in all, it worked out. And I'm really happy with the result.
Well, congratulations today, then, B Rabbit. Then our race winner, then here in Spain, and first race win of his gold career as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. We'll be back in action next week for Golden. Of course, there's silver action in Spain tomorrow night as well. Then Monday night, then for silver, then we'll be here in the Circuit de Catalunya as well. Then and bronze, of course, on Tuesday before the 100% arrive here as well. Then for a 100% distance race on the Wednesday as well. So stay tuned to ALR. There's plenty more action coming up then, and we'll see you very soon.